Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Undertaker M48A2. Now this is a bonus video today, and that is for a reason I'm going to get into later on. So, it's me and Swindle on Kitamat, and we're in the Undertaker M48A2. What do I think of this tank? Well, it's mediocre. It's not that good. It's like, compared to the tank that's next to me in the Stone Cold, no comparison at all. The Stone Cold is so much better. This is just I'd say it's a very generic American medium tank. It's not that quick because it's the same as the M48 at 45 kilometers an hour. It's got 190 pen on this 90mm, 268 heat pen, or 280, one of the two. I just know the heat pen is really, really good. And the shell velocity on it is randomly fantastic as well. The shell velocity on the AP isn't so good. It's also got a special HE round, which I think is called the pile driver or something like that. It's got lower than standard HE pen, damage. So instead of having, like, say, 280 HE damage, it's 160. But you also get like 130 pen on the HE in itself, so it's more likely to go through. And it's also supposed to do more module damage, although I haven't quite experienced that myself. I'm not sure, really. It's one of those things. I've got 9 shells on this tank, that's because it's got quite a lot of ammo, but I don't ever anticipate actually firing it, because I just don't think it's that good. So, in terms of the armour, it's a down-tiered M48. So the hull isn't quite as good as the M48, but it's still okay. It's okay for the tier. The turret is exactly the same as the Stone Cold next to me, except for I've got a big fat cupola instead, which actually makes it worse. The turret itself as well is actually the same as the 59 pattern. And quite frankly, the 59 pattern is a better tank than this, and that's because of the gun handling, because of the pen on the gun, and the actually better rate of fire. And the mobility is better. So the 59 pattern is actually a better medium tank than this. I don't know, this is just kind of mediocre. It's not one I'd pick up myself if it came back on sale. I wouldn't pick up the unskin version. Like, I was going to do a review of these, but August was quite a busy month, so I didn't quite get round to it. Garage reviews tend to be quite time consuming, I didn't get quite round to it. But yeah, this is not one I wouldn't pick up all that much, to be honest. So you're seeing the kind of the accuracy on it, because I think it's 0.38, and it's not all that good. Unfortunately, we didn't pen the HE round on that SU-130PM, because I was quite new to the tank at this point, and it was kind of like trying out the new features. It's like yellowing SU-130PMs in the back of Lynch and then just spitting the HE at them, you know. So I was quite happy to load the HE and try. So we're going to try and shoot Super P in his weak spot, but unfortunately it just ricochets, because obviously the sad thing about the Freedom and the Super Pershing's turret is that it's got that weak cupola on top, and it's got where the gun shield recedes on the turret, you can shoot either the left or right of the cheeks, which is also an easy pen. It's like kind of like a Tiger P in that way, you know, where it's got all the frontal armour on the front, but then if you just shoot to the left or right and squish its cheeks, like, you know, like a good old granny, you'll pen it and go through and kill it. Although granny doesn't kill you, so grannies are nice, tanks aren't. So we're still going for these guys at the back. 144, there you go, HE rounds. If I'd fired standard, I would have killed him. Again, I don't know why I loaded the HE. Again, I think that was actually more natural instinct, loading the HE, than it was loading standard. Because I saw the SU-130PMs and it was on, like, what, 220, 230, so if I'd loaded standard, it wasn't a guaranteed, but it was like more, you know, just past a 50-50 to kill him. And if I'd loaded HE like I would on any other tank to pen it, I would have killed it guaranteed. So I loaded the HE, didn't kill it. So you see in the really good heat round here as well, the E75, we're not going to pen in a month of Sundays in the front. And the way he's angled in the side as well, probably not either. that shot goes perfectly between the turret and the back of the SU-130PM. The amount of times I do that is staggering. I couldn't hit it if I aimed for it, but I'm not aiming for that gap and I hit the gap. It always happens with SU-130PMs. It's very, very frustrating. And it's just one of those annoying things. So we're currently at 2.9k damage. We've got a kill. We've just progressed down the flank on kit mount like normal. This is, well, I think this was one of Swindle's first games in the Stone Cold, and he's still going, Petty, I think you're going to love this tank. I think you're going to love this tank, you know. I think you're going to love this tank. And he said that a lot. And then said it in the video a lot. Which I do, the Stone Cold's fantastic. Like, there's a world of difference between that tank and this tank. That tank even gets better standard pen than this. And I think the heat rounds are 268 actually on this. I can't quite remember. Which, while that's fantastic, that means the Stone Cold also has better heat rounds. But it's got the same velocity at like 1250 or something like that. Which is okay. But yeah, like, it's just mediocre really, isn't it? That's just what this tank is. As that IS-3 shuts down Swindle, unfortunately for him. We come round, we're going to go like, hello IS-3, bang. Oh, there's a T-95 who's giving us his ass. Cool. I wanted the tracks, we penned the tracks. And we're just now farming the tracking damage on him. Unfortunately, we didn't quite reload. I think with this tank, it's one of those things, if they're giving it kind of like the Becky Lynch where it's got the lower HE damage, but it knocked the reload down a little bit, it'd been okay, but the HE rounds are kind of pointless. So we've got the Ace Tanker High Caliber, no, Ace Tanker and Confederate even, not even the High Caliber. Swindle got the High Caliber. In a tank that's kind of mediocre. So anyway, so the point I was saying earlier on, I'm not going to clickbait it, and I'm not going to put it in the description down below. It's for you guys watching this right now. So the rules are simple. Put what your favourite tank in this game is in the comments. Okay? And then leave a space. And put which one of either the TOG 2 or the Rampanzer you want. Because we're going to have the first place prize, which is the Dreadnought. So you get in the Dreadnought if you win it first time round. Then there's the second place prize of either the TOG 2 or the Panzer 5-4. Now those two tanks are the second place prize, so if you have the TOG 2, then put the Rampanzer. If you have the Rampanzer, put the TOG 2. And that's pretty much all you've got to do. Also, to get these prizes credited, you're probably best to join Swindle's Discord as well, which I'll have in the description of this video. Because that way I can just PM you straight from there and you'll get the prize, pretty much. I know some of you are already in there, so that makes it easier. As well as that, I'll also be giving away 2 sets of 7 days of premium, which means that if you're struggling for premium days, you'll also have that as well. Now this is just because, obviously, halfway to 1,000 is a big thing, like that. It's amazing to me, so I can't thank everybody enough, for following the channel and stuff like that. Thank you all so much. So yeah, you get in these stuff as prizes, which I will be doing the giveaway results on the Sunday. They'll be done on the Sunday evening after I get back from work. So there'll be a standard video on Sunday, and then there will be the video with who's won, and probably a little bit of gameplay from one of the tanks that you've won. How did we bounce on that artillery? Hang on. Sorry. Just ricocheted off that thing. God damn it. Just, oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's the other thing as well about the codes. If you won any of the codes, so 7 days of premium, a TOG 2, or a Rampanzer or a Dreadnought, off of any of the other ambassadors or contributors in the last 30 days, you will not be able to use one of these codes. Okay, the whole point is to stop repeat winners over a 1 month period. So yeah, if you've already won one of these things off of the other ambassadors, either don't enter or put that you've already won something else, and I'll see what I can do about that. Basically, so say if you've already won a Dreadnought, put in the comments, yeah, I've already won the Dreadnought from West Wheezy or from Goliath Streams or from Swindle or something like that, you know. So yeah, put that little proviso in if you have, so then I'll look at something else I can sort you out if you win, okay? So anyway, now that's all cleared out. Like I say, I'm not going to clickbait it in the title. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put it in the description for people that do look just solely for giveaways. This is for you guys that watch the videos. That's why I've left it to the middle of the whole thing. So yeah, onto the game. And we've lost a lot of health. We've done quite a lot of damage, and we're chancing it right now with this guy down here. But we're firing heat, so it's okay. We can pen him all the time. And yeah, it's been quite a nice game so far. We've won the brawl on the top of the hill, which is why we've lost so much health. You saw why this tank struggles a little bit, because we were hulled down for most of that, and we still just got butted in the turret, because it's only 178mm effective on the turret. So like I say, if you've watched my Stone Cold review, then you'll know what this turret's like, and that is not very good. Well, it's troll. It can bounce things, but at the same time, it's generally not very good. And as well as that, the big fat cupola on the top makes it even worse than the Stone Cold. And the thing is, the armour on the front of this M48A2, again, isn't... It's a down-tiered version of the M48 Tier 10, but it's not as good as the Stone Cold. The Stone Cold's upper plate has like auto ricochet angles, so it does just bounce things, whereas this tends to not all that often. We were kind of unfortunate not to pen that ST1, but it was quite a weird angle for the heat, so it just didn't go in. And we're just rushing down this hill now. We want to get shots at the back of these people. Unfortunately, that shot flies above the motherland, and we're not going to get anywhere near that M103 now. This is a pretty quick round on Himmelsdorf. It's what happens when you win the hill so convincingly, if you manage to push yourself so aggressively down there. And yeah, it's a pretty nice game for the M48A2. Like I say, overall, it's a kind of a mediocre tank. It's not brilliant. It's not one I could recommend picking up over any other tank. Like if the Stone Cold or the TL1 LPC came out again, definitely pick that up instead of this. This is one I'd probably say give a miss. Don't waste your hard-earned money on it, really, to be honest. So yeah, 3.4k damage, 440 assistance, and generally a nice game. So, like I say, if you want to do the giveaway, just go back over what I've said in there. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.